Okay, guys, we are back. It is time for the next game of the amazing and wonderful SkyStorm Gaming StarCraft 2 League Season number 3. I am joined for this particular game by both Freedom and Blake, and of course I am Filthy Rake. How's it going, guys?
Hey,
Hey, what's going on? It's going good.
So, we're gonna watch a game here, or observe a game here in just a moment with SkyFall and Zerg, who Zerg was Lamp last season, right?
yes, exactly. That's his new name to get a little edge.
Just
Fool
Throwing
people,
people.
trying to hide.
fool people that think he's one race, on ladder. Obviously, he can't fool anyone here because we'll know for sure.
Call himself one thing, play the other.
Yeah, I've seen those. They even type has left the game.
God, I remember those days when that was like every other game.
Yep.
Say has left the game, and then they'll lift their command center and fly away, act like they're gone.
Alright, well, let's do our player introductions here real quick, of course. In the bottom left-hand corner, as the yellow Zerg player, the yellow Terran player,
Nice,
damn
you already
it,
screwed
he's
up
doing it
already.
already. It is Zerg. And his opponent in the top right, as the green Terran, I won't confuse this guy, it is SkyFall.
Yeah, and his logo says "Risen from the Fires."
Well, that is his clan, right?
Yep. Don't know much about that clan, but this is our second game tonight, and it's a second Terran versus Terran.
And this is on Nimbus. What do you guys think about this map?
Blake?
I was about to ask you.
Well, I like it. It's okay. I guess basically, if I say it's okay, I like it. It's like I don't hate it.
Well, I mean, you've got the basically completely free expansion in the base,
Yep.
which is kind of nice. You've got a pretty small ramp thanks to those destructible rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always nice. I don't know how much of a fan I am of the destructible rocks there, but I mean, in a straight up macro game, it does make it nice because you don't have to worry about such a big area to wall off as a Protoss, that is.
Yeah. The big thing here though is the fort base, and that's for the later games. I don't know how applicable that is for Terran versus Terran, but in other matchups, look at that fort base. It's kind of exposed.
That's definitely true. Those first three bases, really nice, close together, relatively easy to defend. Man, that fourth.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, on another note, depending on your positioning in the game, I know sometimes it's top right and top left, and that will actually make your third pretty vulnerable on that left-hand side there. But most of the time, the fourth base is the most vulnerable.
Yeah, and actually the biggest thing that I remember is your expansion is easier to drop if you get the bad spawning location. So it doesn't apply here because it's cross spawn, but it's so close to the opponent to drop.
Yeah.
So both players opening up pretty much the same. Zerg got his factory a little bit earlier, but at the expense of a later orbital. SkyFall got
He's
the
gonna
earlier
screw us
orbital,
up.
but the later factory.
He's gonna screw us up. Zerg got blah blah blah.
Right? It's just so confusing.
What's his deal with his crazy names? First he was Roman numerals guy, then it's Lamp, now he's Zerg.
Just
He's
likes
making it
messing with
miserable
people.
for us casters.
Yeah.
Both players really still continuing to do the exact same thing.
Yep.
Neither player going for a very quick expand, which I've got to be honest, on this map, I really would have assumed it would have been like a command center first opening or just a one racks into expansion.
Yeah, it's probably because of the Banshee threat.
I mean, just the map is so big, right? Like, you...
Yeah, they did find his cross spawn, so they're probably like, oh man, I actually could.
Yeah, you tend to see a lot of players just go blindly for it. But speaking of the Banshees, Zerg has opened with a Banshee and is researching Cloak.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start calling him the player formerly known as Lamp.
See a tank coming out for Skyfall.
And a medevac. So, I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit worried for Skyfall in this position. He doesn't have an engineering bay. He doesn't have a second command center, which means he doesn't have a second orbital, which will limit his ability to have scans. So this Banshee could be pretty dangerous.
Yep. And he's not gonna see it with that.
Yeah.
Oh, did he see it? No, he didn't. He didn't see it.
He is going to take his expo here.
Yeah, and he just used a scan, a mule, the energy for a mule. So this will do some damage.
Yep. Like I said, it just, if
He's
he
still-
responds to this well, he can try to minimize the damage.
Yeah, but he only has one scan in 30 seconds.
Well, thankfully, this is going to the expansion first. While he will be able to pick off this SCV and maybe delay it. There you go.
Yeah,
Definitely
Oh,
want to do
no.
that. That's a money shot
that
right
is
there.
huge. Yup. Actually, I prefer going to there first. Delay that sucker.
Yep.
There you go.
The engineering bay is, of course, now being built, but not a whole lot
Scan.
it can do.
Scan's 9 seconds away, and even then, it's only one scan.
I actually think he may have canceled Cloak.
Oh, did he? Yeah, he did. I
was
think he
gonna
did.
Yeah, he swapped the.
Oh, don't tell me he got it and then he lifted. In which case, I think you lose the money you spent.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
He swapped the building over.
Before,
Before
he
it
finished.
Yep.
So that's the worst thing. He's got to kill like 10 SCVs then to make it worthwhile.
Big counter drop coming from Skyfall. Unfortunately, it's just gonna run us straight into this army.
Let's see if he's paying attention. He is.
Oh.
Not gonna get one. But he knows it's coming. And it's actually going back. Nice. 7
Yeah.
SCV killed on the Banshee, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have a choice. He has to come back. He can't beat this army otherwise.
He'll stomp it with 3 tanks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's good defensive placement there, and with that Viking for the air superiority, he should be really just totally safe.
Yeah, he's good now.
And I was gonna say, with that expansion up and running, he's just gonna start to pull further and
Pull
further
ahead.
ahead unless he makes a mistake.
Yeah.
Like losing his Viking to Marines. Oh man, that was bad. He lost his high ground advantage here, so he could be in some trouble. Especially with that Viking easily able to push back.
Yeah, he
these,
got 2
medevacs.
Vikings now. He has no Vikings in queue. So he's not in good shape.
Yeah, he
Okay.
does still
Should pick
have,
up.
tanks up on the high ground, which is good.
He should pick off that last drop ship, but he doesn't. He actually goes here.
It lands the Vikings to pick off the worker line.
Yep.
Though not a lot of workers there, so it's not a huge value for his time. He needs to
Time
watch
to
out. The
get out.
Marines are gonna come. He's just gonna lose both of these if he's not
Oh,
careful.
one gets away.
Oh,
Nice job.
Gets away.
I don't think that was worth it.
Nope. He could have killed the dropship better. That would have been a better choice and keep shelling.
Yep, and now
Well-
this Viking is out, and Skyfall has regained air superiority and is gonna push this back. Ooh, ooh. Oh, this is a little bit.
Around a little bit.
He has 1,000 mineral income advantage, by the way. Fire Skyfall does.
2 command centers done, both orbitals. I mean, he's got a lot of mules available to him.
Yeah. Zerg is going. Ugh. The player formerly known as Lamp is going hard as a mother up front.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of Vikings now, so he should just straight up win the air battle.
Yep. And then get that medevac.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
that's
needs to-
huge. Now you can start edging forward with the vision.
Yep.
This is huge. Income be damned. All he has to do is keep leapfrogging.
Oh, loses nearly all his Marines.
He's got
Yeah.
1 Viking.
From
Oh, he's not
here-
making Viking production, man.
From here, this is just gonna be bad.
This is gonna be really bad. No Vikings production. He's adding a reactor, or a reactor. He's had to use scans.
And scans are not
What is he
mules,
doing?
unfortunately. The thing is, though, Zerg just doesn't have the tanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he
short.
actually just lost, I think, 3. That small inch push that he was trying to move up there. He actually just lost 3 of them.
Yeah, some really good scans by SkyFall.
Yep, that saved him.
Yeah.
He owns the air. All he has to do is Zerg just has to put Vikings on hold, but he's gonna.
He's gonna try to goof around here, and
I don't think this is worth it. His Vikings are much more important than a few SCVs.
yeah, thankfully he does still
Yeah.
have air superiority up at the front, so he's at least not
Oh,
sacrificing it
let's go.
like he did last time.
Well, he's sacrificing it now. They're all gone.
Just
Well,
walk
no,
it.
he still has 3 Vikings at the front.
Yeah.
On the
like
flip
better
side, though,
reinforce that.
Stim is about to finish for SkyFall. This actually could change quite a bit.
Zerg does take the SCV count lead here, 38 to 32 as well.
He's not doing the hold micro properly here. He's losing a few, but he has a ton of units at home.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not going to break this front with that many tanks.
Yeah.
Skyfall's pretty well secured at this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty good match so far with these two guys.
The trick is,
Skyfall
of
has
course,
lost double.
There's a very big army coming to reinforce.
There you go. He could actually do a drop here. It's only 1 turret. I like the dance they're doing here.
You know, I mean, they're like really playing the positioning game.
Yep.
Much better than you would expect players, you know, who are in platinum.
Well, he's not a platinum player. I really think Skyfall is a at the very least a diamond player right now. He has reached masters
he is
before.
diamond right now.
Yeah. He's reached masters before, so you know, he's not a platinum player.
And yeah, I mean, really, this is. I feel like at the end of the day, this is really going to come down to those Viking numbers are just paying huge dividends for Zerg. If he chose to, like in his position, honestly, I would be throwing down the fusion core and starting to get battle cruisers.
You know what you should do too is put a couple of and I was about to say just spot dropships like this escaping is a sensor tower, but this one escaped and it's got 7 Marines.
Yeah,
Zerg is taking his 3rd.
Yeah, he's got his 3rd, but this dropship with 7 Marines probably gonna do some damage.
yeah. I mean,
Not
it really
much at home.
depends. And there's a couple of Marines. There's a tank. There's a Viking.
He's gonna give away these Vikings again. I think he should just work on a dropship of tanks there, but
Yeah, honestly,
look at
in
him
his
hover.
position, I'd be really tempted to move up with the tanks, land the Vikings on the tanks, let them blow
Yeah, that's a
each
good
other
point.
up.
it's a good point. But here's the dropship of 7 Marines, the lucky number 7.
Yeah, they'll get some work done on this, and if Zerg is paying attention, he's got a force just now moving out of the front of his base.
He's got the army, but there you go. He finally sends them back, so he's not gonna lose that command center. We're gonna lose the turret and
Yeah.
escape.
I mean, that was not really worth it.
Yeah, but look, he's gonna run into the Viking force. Bam.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
he-
you could try to boost out, but no, too
Nope.
late.
He runs all the way back. What's he doing?
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I mean, there is a 3rd base done for Skyfall. It's stuck in his main. I'm surprised he hasn't actually converted it to an orbital while it's just sitting there. But I think he's going to actually try to float it.
Okay, here he's gonna
Oh,
try to
wow.
reestablish his position.
So Skyfall is going to try to take a base on the bottom of the map with this 3rd CC.
It's a good move. But that's why I would like a sensor tower here. So now you don't have to keep scouting. Once you clear, you know, the map, and you're like, okay, everything's good. Put sensor towers because you got the foothold here.
Yeah,
Third base running.
what's going to be interesting, of course, is whether or not Zerg realizes this is there. He's probably sitting on this third thinking, okay, sweet, I've got him contained, there's no more income happening, but if
Yeah.
this base gets established and he starts muling really heavily at it,
Yep. He's good enough now to know that's a possibility, especially being a Terran player, that he's done that sneakily against other races. So
yeah,
he must.
he might just think he's that far ahead.
I hope not. For a Terran player, he should know sneaky expansions, man, that you can float and mule the hell out of.
2 dropships being loaded up.
Yeah, much better than
Sync it
Ditch
up.
7.
The problem is just, I feel like, you know, like, Zerg's ahead in supply, but so much of his supply is tied up in those Vikings. I'm not actually sure that his army wins in a straight-up fight.
Yeah.
Though, man, he's one-shotting those Vikings, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty over. It's pointless to go Vikings at this point, right?
Oh, interestingly
Right.
enough, Zerg made his third into a,
Orbital,
planetary
which is smart.
fortress.
I mean, planetary, yeah, that's actually smart. With the tank, I don't think he'll break that. Okay, he's gonna go for it. This is the big battle right up front. I think this is bad news for Mr. SkyFall
Yeah,
here.
no, his supply is plummeting.
Oh,
That
man.
engagement was not what he needed.
That was
Uh,
not a good move.
And there we
In
go.
our first
GG.
meh good game.
Yeah, that was a really rough position to go attack into.
Yeah. Actually, Lamp, formerly Lamp, made some mistakes in there, enough to take advantage of, but it looks like Skyfall also made his share.
Absolutely. And yeah, so that's it for that game. And yeah, any final thoughts before we drop off the stream, get ready for the next game?
Seems pretty even fight, except for a few mistakes here or there. You know, could have gone either way. No one really stood out as the better player.
Yeah, it really just felt like, you know, once that contain got in place by Zerg, just Skyfall was never really quite able to get back into a winning position. Like, he wasn't able to make any of the moves to even it back out.
Yeah, but I think though he kind of forced everything by throwing everything right up front.
Yep,
You
yeah,
know,
it's a tough position when you get put into it, you know.
Because I mean, he had when he lost his dropships, maybe he got discouraged and said, "Hey, I'm just gonna go do it." But that basically means I'm gonna die because he had, you know, his Lamp really had the position there right up front where you just can't break it unless you have, you know, point defense drones and other stuff. So
Yep.
I think
Absolutely.
it's more of a frustration move.
Alright, well, that's it for that game. So drop off the stream, restart it right before we get our next one going. Thank you guys so much for coming on and co-casting with me, as always.
All right.
And I'll see you guys shortly.